Hey dudes, it's been about 9 months since I had my last panic attack, and I wanted to share with you what I did to overcome them, hopefully permanently. I don't want to say permanently, definitely, because there's always a chance that I might get triggered and just go into another panic attack. I used to get them all the time. There was a period of time where I would get them every single night, like 3 times in the night. You didn't really know how to deal with them. I would wake up, just out of breath and not knowing what to do and just completely panicking on all those thoughts. So today I'm gonna give you 3 tools that you can use to calm yourself down from panic attack, and also how to address the root cause of them in general, long term. The first tool that I learned was a grounding exercise. When you are in the middle of that panic of, you're already revved up and it's already happening, first you're gonna name in your head 5 things that you can see, 5 things that you can hear, 5 things that you can feel, and then name anything that you can smell and anything that you can taste. And that's the easy way to bring you back here to settle into this moment and not be completely out there panicking about some catastrophe that probably hasn't even happened. Maybe it hasn't even happened in your life before. You just imagine the worst case scenario. The other tip that I have for you, tip number 2, is deep breathing and stretching. Generally it is recommended to do the deep breathing part, but that for me was just next to impossible when I was in a panic attack. Like, I know that I technically should be breathing deeply, but I already have trouble remembering to breathe on a regular basis. And now you're telling me that I have to remember to deep breathe in the middle of a panic attack. It was a lot for me to handle. I found that combining deep breath work with stretching actually made me do it. And not only that, but stretching, if you're doing like a basic yoga stretch, so like I like to do this with sun salutations, a very gentle modified sun salutation, just something to get me moving and coordinating the deep breaths with the stretching and the movement. That was to me like magic, because it also brings your focus to something that you're doing right now. Not only that, but keep in mind that trauma gets stored in the tissues, and yoga is one of the things that can bring up those traumas to be released. So it can help you to release the trauma faster and helping move it through your body. When you're in a highly emotional state, it is really difficult to heal that trauma and integrate it. The third and most important thing that I can offer you, the most important tool that will allow you to recover in general from this ordeal, is the approach. A gentle approach focused around self-compassion. You cannot integrate the panic attack so long as you're shooting all over yourself. If you're having the panic attack, right? So let's say that you get the panic attack and you start thinking, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I don't want to feel this way. Why am I feeling this way? I should be able to just stop it on its track. Stop. Just stop. It has a very good reason to be there. Your panic attack is more like a crying baby. It's not there to ruin your life. It's there to help you ascend to a happier life. And that's the key. Nothing else that I can provide you will help you as much as this. This is the key to healing pretty much anything. So long as you are, just beating the crap out of yourself, I shouldn't or I should, you're gonna stay stuck in that level. So the way to move out to the next level, if you want to call it that, is by taking on the approach of sending compassion to all the parts of yourself that come up to be really healed or integrated. You have this panicking, irrational self come up, and you really can't reason with it very well. It's completely panicking. What if you try to just tell it, it's okay. It's okay to feel this way. I hear you. I see you. I understand why you're panicking. Even if you don't understand why you're panicking, just tell the part of yourself, I want to understand why you're panicking. I want to be here for you. That unconditional presence, that gentleness of just taking the crying baby and just, soothing it. It has basically changed my life. And I hope that I'm making a good enough argument of this, because like the grounding exercise alone or the breath work alone, they're not gonna move you in the direction of healing long term. They're just coping tools. They're just gonna help you climb down from a panic attack faster. The real healing happens when you're still feeling compassion for the parts of you that are not okay. If you don't have an integration practice in place, then the panic attacks are not gonna go away permanently. So just keep that in mind. The general concept, the general approach to an integration practice as it applies to panic attacks is, number one, just allow the panic attack to rise. Allow it to be there. Create a space for it. Allow it to be okay. So create a space in yourself, in your infinite self, for the panic attack to exist and make that okay. Because you have a reason to be freaking out. This is coming from a place of trauma. The more that you demand of yourself to just get over it and just get it done with, the worse it's going to get, the more wounding you cause. So number one thing is to create the space for it, allow it to be okay. Make it okay to have a panic attack. The number two, the second general step, is to walk yourself down with it, with the techniques that I should share with you, the present grounding, the breath work and movement, and the compassion, the self-compassion, sending compassion to the parts of you that are freaking out and that feel completely out of control. The third general step, as a general practice, is to wait for the opening to integrate. The trigger that caused this panic attack will remain being a trigger if you don't integrate it. So walk yourself down from the panic attack, yes, but eventually wait for the window, that opening, to be able to integrate that trigger. And this for me sometimes happens a few seconds, a few minutes after I had the panic attack, and sometimes it happens several days, sometimes weeks after. The bigger the trigger, the bigger the trauma. So the bigger the fracture. And the more time that you're gonna need to allow yourself to be able to be in a space of enough self-compassion and enough gentleness to integrate that part of you. As long as you're judging yourself, as long as you're shooting over yourself, that's the perfect way to never heal. You can't heal anything with that kind of approach. So long as you're abusing yourself, you're not healing yourself. That's the end of it. Ultimately, it's all about how you're talking to yourself, how you're treating yourself, your own thoughts, in your own mind. And it takes time. It takes practice. You never, you cannot get a bachelor's degree on a particular subject if you don't study and practice and have discipline at it. So make integrating a part of your lifestyle. Make it a practice, a daily practice. And that's how you will eventually be able to heal the panic attacks. So I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you have any other tips that you would like to hear from me. I love sharing this stuff, and yeah, I'll see you soon.